Welcome to the Kendy and Raybo podcast, episode 102, recorded in Anderson's tremendous event centre.
4 seasons in one day.
Check, one, how are you? Oh, perfect. Okay, we can actually tell people, like, with resounding evidence, Ray, because we now know that there is a stretch in the evidence.
Yeah!
Isn't it unreal?
It was up because last week we were here 6 o'clock, pitch dark, and freezing.
Oh, man, some change as well.
And now it is the what date of February? The 17th of February, for those of you wondering. It's only the day before we're supposed to put this out, and which is always late.
Yeah, what's happening to us is that now that we're definitely putting it out every week, on a Tuesday we're delighted to be recording. On a Wednesday we're going, all right, let's keep this one tight now because it has to be out in the morning.
Yeah, it has to be out in the morning, but then the morning turns into the afternoon, late afternoon, and early evening in some cases.
I don't care once it says Thursday on the episode, Ray.
That's all it takes.
That's all that matters.
That's it.
But what we're trying to tell you is that we can tell you that there is a stretch in the evidence. We were here last week. It was pitch black.
And here is
Anderson's tremendous event centre and wonderful food items, which is where we are continuing to record our podcast amidst the pandemic.
And in a safe fashion.
Yes, because Ray is about 5 meters away from me.
Yeah.
Ray, even if I had the flu and a good spit inside me, I wouldn't hit you.
You wouldn't.
I wouldn't be
I'm
able to.
safe as houses over here.
Honest to God, that's the safest place you can be.
It's my second week having one of the wonderful food items on the menu.
And
I had the Goujon's chips again. They were lovely. I came down early this evening.
Ray, if we're going to be promoting the wonderful food items that they have here, we should try something different.
I'll try something different next week.
They do a fantastic burger called the Smoky Joe.
Right.
It is wonderful. I have purchased that before, as you
And
would
come
say.
here, you didn't on Valentine's Day, perchance, maybe order anything from here, did you?
I certainly didn't, Ray, actually order something from here.
They were very busy, I heard.
They were flat to the bat, is
Yeah.
what was wrong with them.
Yeah.
They were flat out in here, giving the real couples the stuff that they needed. Not just Kendy sitting around like a bollocks. Anyway, here we go.
Here we go. Episode 102.
Yes, is right. Plenty to talk about.
Is there?
No, but that's okay too, because that never really phases us anyway, Ray. I mean,
No, we'll see where this goes.
Let's see exactly where it goes. I want to start off with what was the biggest day of my life on Monday.
Wow.
The closest I have ever been to being reminded of Christmas as a young fella.
Right.
So, I'm going to tell you all a little story, okay?
Sound.
Kendy got engaged.
Right.
Little did Kendy know that upon getting engaged, a PlayStation 5 would then come out in the following year. And
Okay.
he would go, I wish I wasn't trying to spend money on a wedding because I way would have preferred a PlayStation 5.
Rather than a wedding.
And I have told Nicola this on copious amounts of times,
Yeah.
that I would not have gotten engaged, Nicola, if I'd known there was going to be a PlayStation 5 coming out and I'd save my money, you know?
Can you explain to me? Because
Yes.
I don't know, like, the last time I heard or knew what a PlayStation was the PlayStation.
You're saying your interest dipped then, that was this.
As in what happened there was a PlayStation and people had CD games or like CDs.
Yeah?
And then we had Nintendo,
Okay.
which weren't the CDs.
Oh, shit, man, you had Nintendo. Yeah,
so we
there-
couldn't exchange with anybody.
No, but 100% we would have been fighting in the schoolyard because you had Nintendo.
Oh yeah, but of course I'm very thankful for my parents. Don't get me wrong, I'm very thankful for them. But of course, it's typical parents thing. When you say you want something,
Yeah.
they'll go into the shop and go, he wants something.
He wants a game console.
Game
thing?
console,
Oh, it
and-
must be the Nintendo.
It
Yeah.
must be, and because that's the what you call greasy-haired young fellas working in the place going, great, I can sell a few of these Nintendos to these
Yeah.
parents who know no better.
Yeah, that's fucking true too, because that's what happens in phone shops as well, Ray.
Really?
Those bastards inside in Vodafone and O2 in the Carphone warehouse, they don't get no commission on selling you an iPhone 12.
Right.
Because everybody wants an iPhone 12.
Okay.
But if they sell you a Sony Xperia X shite, then they get extra money for selling the Sony Xperia X shite.
Or an Alcatel.
Which is why an Alcatel down the post office. So, but which is why people who have the Sony Xperia X shite are so adamant and defensive about how good it is.
Because they've been led to believe
yeah,
that.
because they come to me and they what have you got? Oh, an iPhone. And they go, yeah, well, I have the Sony Xperia X shite. It is better, like, I'm telling you, there's a different chip in it, because that's what they've been told.
What's the other one that came out? The Chinese one.
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Yeah, but I do have a Hawaii because they did. You don't get commission on selling Hawaii's either, by the way.
Okay, fair
because those phones are wanted now.
Okay.
I mean, even though there's rumours that they're going to drop Google on us. But anyway, they were wanted at the time. I went with the status quo.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
It's so true in the Sonys and the Alcatels and the Nokias and the Motorola's.
Who wants them? Oh, I got the new Google Pixel phone. Fuck off. Get out. Get out of my house. Why didn't you stick to the status quo, as they used to say in High School Musical?
Yeah.
But those people are getting commish. And it's back to the point of you saying, well, I bought Nintendo because the young fella inside Smith's, I don't know if it's true or not, but someone will tell us, they probably get commission on selling the shitter consoles.
But that's the thing.
Now,
the Nintendo's worth shit.
no, I know. And I was going to say that to you. I didn't mean to jump
Sorry,
on
I
that
just jumped
either.
back to schoolyard defence.
That's what I'm saying. There would have been arguments. Trevor Coughlin out there, our old agricultural correspondent, he'll vouch for this. He bought.
Did we get a new agricultural correspondent?
Well, we just haven't talked to him in 2 years. That's
So he's gotten older.
I mean, he's an older agricultural correspondent. Agricultural one.
Right.
He made the mistake when we all bought PlayStation 2, I think it was.
Yeah.
He bought a Nintendo GameCube.
Okay.
He was the only one in Ireland ever to buy one. Oh.
Yeah.
He was adamant that we were all idiots for buying the PlayStation 2.
Right.
GameCube was where it was. I said, what games are on it? He says, well, there's no games out on it ever. There's your problem, Trev.
Yeah.
Because they were so off the beaten track that
Right.
with Nintendo and stuff, you know. But what was the point? Where were we going
You
before
were
this?
saying-
Oh, you said you would have forgotten about like PlayStation. You would have heard it on the schoolyard when you were kids, and then you probably never thought about it after that ever again.
Oh, no. Well, I've heard about it in like, you'd hear girlfriends giving out. Mostly women. Yeah. That's the only time I ever hear about PlayStations. I don't really hear about it from fellas, but I hear about it from women.
There was quite a popular TikTok, I know, like a year ago of.
Is it me or the PlayStation?
Yeah, or something
and they'll
like
always
that.
pick the PlayStation.
Yeah. I'm going to something like the woman would say, "He belongs to you now" or whatever, and then she'd rub the PlayStation. She'd be rubbing the PlayStation out of us.
Yeah.
And so I have always been into that realm, and like it's kind of embarrassing as a boy who's pushing 30 to be like.
You're pushing 30 now.
I know, it's fucked up, man.
When are you 30?
I'm 30 in October.
Oh!
I know, imagine, and we'll still be in the Jesus pandemic.
You'll be an adult then.
I will, fully.
Yeah.
And so the point is that, it's hard to be like 30 and still be just going, I want to play PlayStation every day, because it feels like you're a kid. You know what I mean? And you feel like you're not growing up. But I also say fuck that, because it's the most enjoyable thing I've ever done in my life.
You love it?
I've played PlayStation since I was a kid. Like I played console games since I was a little boy, and I'm still fucking doing it now.
Yeah.
Anyway, the biggest news ever came out last year that there was a PlayStation 5 was brand new off the shelf, right? Before Christmas, I think it came out around September or whatever. I obviously couldn't get it because me and Nicola are planning on getting married. Fucking Jesus. All my friends got one.
Okay.
Archie got one. The whole lot of them got them, right? I'm still sitting there with a fucking ghetto-ass PlayStation 4 from 2013.
Okay.
Little did I know inside my own can, Nicola had been saving up
Go away.
to get me a PlayStation 5 as our wedding present. And me and Nicola were due to get married this Saturday.
That's right.
So she had reached the crescendo of her funds and was going, I'm now
And
trying
she
to get
purchased.
one. Yeah, but it was awful fucking hard to purchase one of them.
Right.
Because they went out of stock at Christmas. There was people, like parents going in to Smith's and all these places, Curry's, at the start of December saying, I want to get the PlayStation for him. And all of them said, you're not getting one by Christmas.
Yeah. And
I
then
know
there were-
you think 25 days is enough. You will not be getting one till March. Like.
Yeah, and would you be interested in this Nintendo?
GameCube. So what ends up happening is Nicola's watching all these forums and these Facebook pages to see if they're ever going to come back in stock without telling me.
Right.
Pulling the
So you
fucking
didn't know
bland.
about this at all?
I hadn't a clue. She has to tell me on Saturday because she gets wind that they're flying around Ireland again.
Okay.
All of a sudden the forums are saying there was 20 of them in Curry's and Swords.
Yeah.
3 of them in Blanchardstown. I saw 2 in Killarney. Whatever. It comes up on the page. They're going to be in Curry's in Sligo. It's going to happen. So she has to tell me. My mind blows and I don't get excited.
You don't get excited.
I can't. Yes.
Okay.
I have to be like, I don't have it yet. Kendy, you don't have this thing yet. So stop getting excited. Anyway, Saturday morning, we know they're there.
Yeah.
We go into them straight away within about 15 minutes. Hop into the car, no tan, no wash up. I was sleeping in my clothes every night right at this stage. Just know, you know, like when you're getting ready for a baby.
Yeah.
We had 2 travel bags.
You a little bag bag.
No, we had 2 little travel bags ready to go and everything. Ray. We go down. They say, "Shh, don't be telling anyone we have PlayStations." That's the reaction we got going in the door.
Okay.
Call back here again Monday. We'll ring you with what time. It was like a drug deal. Because they didn't want 500 people standing outside in a pandemic trying to
It'd
reach
probably
in.
be camping.
Yeah, absolutely camping outside. They couldn't have that.
Yeah.
We get the call Monday morning, call down now and get it. And I got a PlayStation 5 into my hands, and I am not joking, I felt like crying.
Has your life been unbelievable
It
since?
seriously is the best thing that's ever been bought for me ever in the world.
What's so good about it compared to the 4? By the way, folks, I'm very aware of the fact that we have taken an awful turn this week in the line of content. We're now some class of a gaming podcast.
I know, I mean,
and we've probably lost people.
Yeah, but I'm not going to review it like you're asking me to review it now. I'm not
Just
going to review
in one line, what's different?
faster, better quality.
What do you mean? The FIFA lads run faster?
No,
or?
you can, if you want them to, you can make them run faster. But it loads up faster, it looks slicker, it makes nice sounds. It makes lovely sounds when you turn it on.
Right.
Oh,
Does it make tea?
it lights up Blu-ray in the inside of it.
Fair enough.
Now, I then told Nicola after this, Nicola, I couldn't really get you anything proper, so what I got you was a second-hand PlayStation 4. It's upstairs.
So now have you got is she playing the 4 and you're playing the 5?
We're going to put the 4 downstairs for her, yeah.
Ah, that's nice. That's nice.
But it's just a big old sexy shout out to her because we're supposed to get married this week, and
Can I ask you?
You had taken holidays and everything for this. And
Yeah, I'm off for 2 weeks unpaid leave.
Yeah, yeah, because we were supposed to get married.
Because I wouldn't have had enough holidays to cover it, so I had to take actually unpaid from the Department of
I
Government.
feel so bad.
And I'm sitting at home now, just sitting there twiddling my thumbs.
Twiddling your Mickey, yeah. That's
Yeah,
about
no,
it. Like.
what do you want to do on Saturday? Because this question has been asked by several people. What's Nicola and Mark doing now on their wedding day? And I've told them all, I've shot them all down. I said nothing.
Yeah, because
I said nothing because they're going to have a wedding day in October.
Yeah, we have to kind of forget that this was supposed to be. It just has to be a Saturday.
Yeah, because you can't. I can't let you have 2 wedding days.
No,
it's not fair on the other couples.
Some people were saying like, why don't you go on Zoom and do a fake mock wedding? Forgot. Like, it's too much arsing around to do it. Let's forget that we were supposed to be doing it this weekend and just let me play PlayStation. That's what I would say.
That's what you want. And what does Nicola get out of this? She gets second-hand PlayStation 4.
Everyone I've told so far that Nicola bought me PlayStation 5, they've all said, oh, she doesn't want to see it.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think of that.
She has no interest in talking to you anymore, so she got you this to shut you the...
For the good of your marriage.
Yeah, for the good of us. I'm going to get him even further away from me right now. I have said this a million times on this podcast. What's the key to a good relationship? Stay away.
Do you think, was it a choice in her head between a PlayStation 5 or another woman? Do you think if she got there for Delma?
No, but somehow I think, despite her being on the forums for about 6 months trying to find one, it was probably easier to get me another woman.
It probably would have been easier to get you now Russian bride or something. Do you know?
Which would have came in the post quicker?
Oh, definitely the Russian bride.
You think so? Man?
Yeah.
Imagine FedEx or whoever they are outside the door.
DPD.
Oh, man.
Thomas from DPD will deliver your Russian bride at 9:42 on Monday morning.
But they're so
and
miserable.
there she is, Agnieszka. How are you, Agnieszka? How are things? This is Mark. He'll be taking care of you from now on.
I would get sick of her. They're so stern. Like, I'd be sick of her in no time.
You do nothing but play the PlayStation.
Yeah, and like they'd just be annoying the head of you. Like,
in my country, PlayStation play you. Shout out to Joanne, best Russian accent going.
I would have no interest in the Russian bride, man. They'd just be wrecking me can. Like, stand. Do you ever watch 90 Day Fiance, Ray?
I have seen it, yes.
Because that's what this usually happens. Usually they're scammers now, you know?
Yeah.
There was a gentleman who pretended he was rich. I thought he was the scammer for pretending he was rich to a Ukrainian girl who pretended she liked him.
Right. There's a lot of pretension going on.
He flew from America, West Coast, California,
right,
to the Ukraine 5 times, and she only met him on the last one finally.
Really?
She was coming up with all kinds of excuses. She said her nephew had a hockey game. She said she was doing her nails. She said she was in the salon. He was flying from America to the Ukraine, and she was saying, sorry, I can't meet you today. She eventually did meet him and realized that he wasn't rich and she didn't love him anymore.
Was she nice?
She was unbelievable looking, man.
Okay.
Absolutely unbelievable looking, and he was dweeby enough now, I have to say. And then there was another little fella with no neck. Did you see him, no?
I don't follow 90 Day Fiance.
Oh, man.
Jesus, tonight.
There was a fella there with no neck, and he had some neck, which was the funny part of it. He got a little Thai woman or something. She was from Asia anyway.
Yeah.
And she had already had kids, and he told her he didn't want kids.
So
which, you worked that out in your head. What did he want to do? Like, get really, really, really late onset abortions or what the fuck? The kids were like 12 years old. Like.
We'd like to retract that statement.
It's a joke. I'm only saying. What was he expecting to happen? Like, you can't send them into orphanages.
But it's not
now.
further kids he didn't want, is it not?
Well, he brought her on holiday and he left the kids at home in the shack that they were living in. Like,
right.
They were living in a shack somewhere in Thailand or something. He took her on holidays to a 5-star hotel, left the kids at home.
Are you aware of the fact that people in Asia don't necessarily live in shacks?
No, she did.
Right.
100% like. I know what you're saying. Kendy, stop stereotyping them. They don't. Oh, she did, man.
Okay.
She was shacked out of it, man. Anyway, that's all the television talk and the PlayStation talk. What else? Ray, sorry. I have to show you a couple of things, okay?
Right.
I'm going to show them to you now, and we're going to have a bit of crack with them. Episode 100.
Yes.
I very controversially said to you, the theme song, man.
Yeah.
What about it?
Yeah.
Now, someone has got to work on the theme song and came up with some ideas of their own, re-recorded them.
Who did this?
Keith Reynolds.
Right.
He had nothing to be at in the HSE, and he got into the recording buzz. I'm going to play a couple of them for you, Ray.
Okay. So I haven't heard these.
You haven't heard these?
Okay.
Keith has said, okay, you want to jazz up what is already Ray's tune.
Okay.
He said, no bother, boys. So, here's Keith's first one. He has two altogether.
Okay. Oh, I like the start of it.
Welcome to the Kendy and Raybo podcast.
Wow! Oh, it sounds like something out of the 80s.
Isn't it? Police claps.
Yeah.
It's long now.
It is a bit like Keith. Oh, I like that ending. Welcome to the Kendy and Raybo podcast. Yeah, that's shit. That's really shit compared to the one we have.
Listen to me. Everything about that I think is really good, except for why did he put a 1978 Casio keyboard on it? Like,
Just-
the keyboard sound is so bad, man.
I know,
Listen to the
fairness-
keyboard sounds. That one's pretty good, but
Yeah.
listen to this. What
Oh,
the
yeah.
fuck is that? Like?
It's trendy.
Anyway, that was his first one. Okay, you don't like that one, Ray. That's
No,
okay.
well, it's going to be hard to swing me now from the original.
But-
Because it's the work of my own hand.
What did I say to you, Ray, when we started this conversation?
Be open-minded.
Be open-minded.
I'm there.
Here is his second one. And he put a lot of work into these, Ray. He was
Right.
really nervous giving them to me. He asked me to send them back at one stage. No, just send them back. They're shite. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Did he try and unsend the message?
Yeah, he tried to unsend it as well.
Yeah.
Like when you send the Mickey pic to the wrong person. Here's the second one, Ray. Here we go.
Sounds very like the first one.
It does.
Welcome to the Kendy and Raybo podcast.
That is the first one, Kendy. You've played the same one twice.
I don't think I have.
That's the same shagging song.
Is it? I was waiting for something different to happen in it. I was like, you're wrong, Ray. You've definitely done something
No,
different.
that's the same song. Now, can you try and find the second version?
Here is the second one, Ray.
Thank you, Kendy. It's the same fucking thing.
Welcome to the Kendy and Raybo podcast.
That's the same thing!
Come here, Do you remember, Ray, when I was telling you that he sent two?
Yeah.
He sent one twice.
Right, so one attempt he gave it.
I was fucking adamant he sent me a different one, the second one.
Absolutely were, yeah.
Ray, Keith, were you so like, why'd you send it twice then to me?
Well, it's like, don't get me wrong, it's grand, but
It's not for you.
we might use it on one of the days for the crack.
But we are open to more of them because I'm still thinking, I don't
Are you
know.
opening up to people?
I'm just saying if someone out there wants to produce it a little bit better than...
I guarantee you Paddy's Malloy and James O'Malley be on this like a hot snot.
to be honest, on episode 199.
Yeah.
Probably. Anyway, the next thing upgrade that we have to talk about is, did you see Gorilla Radio's song during the week?
I had a feeling this would be subject matter.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you out there, who are very few, who do not know the greatness of Gorilla Radio, they are a band from Belnay in County Mayo.
That's right.
And they do pubs and weddings and they do their own stuff as well. So they're very well, they're wide variety stuff they have.
Well known.
Well known amongst their own people.
Yeah. They have a guitar player who, his name is Joey Kendy, happens to be a brother of Kendy's.
Happens to be a brother of Kendy.
That's right.
Yeah. But fair play to them.
They released a video on Valentine's Day, lads, and if you haven't seen it yet, look up Gorilla Radio on their Facebook page.
Or their Instagram.
It's already got, I don't know, 100,000 or some shit.
38.5.
38.5. It will have 100,000 by the time we send this out because all of our 500 people are going to go watch us.
Yeah.
Anyway, they released the Valentine's Day video of what it's like for a band to be not gigging for a year.
It was brilliant.
Missing each other.
Yeah.
Joey Kendy produced all the music, obviously, everyone played on it, and Noel Kenny did the video, which is... You know the way we do a podcast and we're always thinking of, like, we'd say content that, why don't we do this and this and this? And we can never think of anything funny because we're flutes, the two of us, and
Yeah.
we're shite at what we do.
And yeah,
And then you watch Noel just bang out one of the funniest videos I've ever seen in my life.
it was very good.
And
I
then-
didn't realise he did it himself. It was
Oh.
basically like, you know those montage bits where you imagine the lads in the van are pulling up to collect you to go to the gig.
They're called a soliloquy.
Oh.
Now, they're called a soliloquy, where you're imagining something happening and then you wake up in the middle of it to realise that it's not happening.
Yes.
Now, I really hope they're called a soliloquy, because I said that way too confidently.
And I think you're wrong.
Fuck it. Let's not check and see if anyone fucking says anything about it.
I enjoyed the bit in the video where Paul Newell hit Shawnee with a stone and Shawnee lost head. Now, I know maybe they might have robbed that from perhaps another show.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Right.
Does that matter?
It
No,
doesn't, because it was very funny.
Because it's Paul Newell do this.
Yeah, and only Paul Newell could throw a stone that far across the River Moy and hit a gentleman the far side.
I think Paul Newell is the best actor I've ever seen in my whole life.
He's brilliant.
His
surprise, his surprise at hitting Shawnee with the stone.
Oh.
It was almost as if he'd actually hit him.
No, Noel said it was one take, Ray. Oh. Noel said one take. He said you just went in, but one take. Unbelievable.
What was the song?
The song is Especially For You. I want to live alone. I don't know what the words are, but it's something along those.
Yeah.
So we want to say a big old shout out to Guerrilla Radio. They are not, Ray, the only people with new songs out right now.
Okay.
Huge Kendy and Raybo exclusive. I wish I had a button that would say Kendy and Raybo exclusive.
Buzzy.
Now,
What?
Buzzy has been hard at work without telling anybody.
I feel like this whole podcast has just been a big surprise for me.
Honestly.
Because you were doing all the work.
Well,
and I'm just sitting there just going, what?
It took a lot for him. He reckons it's not ready yet. He says he is going to get a video for us.
Right.
But in the meantime, he has sent us 1 minute
Of the track.
of Buzzy's brand new single.
Oh my God.
Have you ever been so excited in your
I
whole
thought
life?
this episode was shit and then
No.
this happened.
All we need to do is put out this 1 minute. That's
Yeah.
enough. So are you
Oh,
ready?
I'm
Everyone
ready.
out there, the anticipation is
Come on, Buzzy.
palpable.
Okay.
Here we go. Buzzy's brand new track, 1 minute exclusive.
Let it rip, here we go. I was hoping I get over to chat to you, hoping you take interest in me rigging do. Buzzy is a heart trap. You didn't take no interest. What can I do? So sexy. Doodle day did the rhythm. Sing it with me now. Doodle dee dee doo da lumpity doo da diddle da dee da lumpity doo da. Didn't take no interest. What can I do? Buzzy is a heart trap. Doodle day did the rhythm. All together now. Doodle dee dee doo da lumpity doo da diddle da dee da lumpity doo da. So sexy. Didn't take no interest. What can I do? Doodle day did the rhythm. But diddle doodle dee day.
Oh my God.
I mean, people out there talk about Freddie Mercury and all these people.
Yeah.
I don't think they have anything on Buzzy and the songwriting.
That sounded very much like that song just finished there, by the way. You know the way you said it was just this is a minute of it?
Yeah, Ray, why don't you just go on and not point that out for a second though?
The strings! What about the strings?
What
in
about
that?
the harmonies, Ray?
It was marvellous.
He's picking notes, Ray, in harmonies there that have never been picked before. He's a third, a fourth, a fifth, a seventh, an eighth.
It's magic.
Yeah, it is seriously one of the best songs probably ever written. He has promised us a video along with us.
Okay.
If we know anything about Buzzy, is that promise will probably not be fulfilled.
No.
Certainly not.
No. But we'll hope.
We live in hope.
What's
anyway,
the song called?
Didgeridoo-dum. I'm actually not too sure what the Jesus song is called.
Buzzy's a heartthrob, probably.
Probably Buzzy's. I mean, those lyrics don't have any context in the song. They're just thrown in there. He just needs to be letting people know.
Subliminal messages.
Yeah, it is. It's like fucking Led Zeppelin played backwards. He just wants you to know Buzzy's a heartthrob.
He is.
I tell you, he's hard at work though, isn't it? Isn't it great to see him back at work again?
It's great to see him on social media.
Yeah, because he was on about these other projects he had going and stuff, and he couldn't even tell us what they were. So I'm glad that he's finally gone back to what he does best.
A tangible output.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you haven't followed Buzzy's Instagram page, it is called Buzzy's Insta, and you'll see his big old fat face on that
And
there.
a lot of wisdom.
Huge wisdom going out on it. Stuff that we would never think of or need to think of, but it is wisdom all the same.
Wisdom all the same.
Okay, Ray, before I let you go on with your inevitable bits that you always want to go on with, I have one more thing to talk to you about. Have you ever heard of a fella called Matty Gilbert?
The name rings a bell.
He is a guy who is doing what I have talked about doing for the last year or probably more.
Oh, an OnlyFans.
Yes.
I heard about him and I had a very interesting take on it.
Okay. You
And-
didn't fucking subscribe, did you?
No, I didn't.
What are we talking? 12?
Well,
14?
no, it's just, wasn't it reported in the news media?
All over the place.
And little Laura says to me, imagine if that was a woman.
Yeah, well, that is I've heard that a lot.
Yeah.
Why'd you say imagine if that was a woman, though?
Well, as in, I believe the media reports was all about saying things like, fair play to Matty Gilbert, he's earning €60,000 a month on the OnlyFans.
60 grand a month. Do you know what the best thing about it is? Every single news report, and I've read a lot of them, they all said he gave up the barbering. As if, why was that so important? He doesn't even have to barber anymore, thank God.
But you wouldn't hand about like anything about Angelica, who's also on OnlyFans and earning 120 grand a month. Fair play to her.
I beg to differ. I have seen loads of articles, because unfortunately, if you Google Irish OnlyFans, like I did for him,
Okay.
I found a News Talk article and many more saying fair play to this other young one.
Right.
Who is, and it's from like a year ago.
Right, okay.
Fair play to this young one for what? So there's always that rhetoric that comes out like, sure, if that was a woman, sure, Jesus Christ.
So if Matty is doing the OnlyFans, is he located in Dubai like everybody else?
He's located in Dublin, Ray.
Get away, he didn't escape.
Listen to me. I can't subscribe to Matty, right?
Right.
It ain't my game, right?
Right.
But I do want to live and learn from him as to what is acceptable for a gentleman. First of all, we have the same body type, me and him.
Yeah.
Look him up, man. We're literally cut the same
I see
way.
the
like.
picture of him. There's
Yeah.
not... He
That's
might
his-
have a better arse than him, and that's about the height of it.
Ray, if I shave my chest, I look exactly like he looks like.
Right.
100%.
Fine,
So
yeah.
we have the same body type, so I know I'm like probably a little bit better looking than him in the face, like I would think. A little bit cuter, probably a better speaker because I don't have a Dublin accent.
More
and,
weathered.
More weathered?
Pushing 30, Jaxie.
What the shite does that mean? I think he's the same.
Right, go on. He's more chiseled. You're weathered.
Listen, I am as chiseled as him. It's just that I don't shave my chest.
Don't worry about it. The majority of women apparently these days now are not into that.
Yeah, but what are you saying they are into though then?
The dad bod.
I don't have a dad bod. Have you any idea how much that hurts? I'm not even a father, I don't think.
You're not a father yet, but you're a father. Not a father. Oh, I need to get out of Sligo.
You see, you're a father, hey?
No, but apparently women much prefer the dad bod.
Yeah, but that's bullshit that they tell us.
Oh, okay.
Because they're looking at us, Ray.
Because they're stuck with us.
And what are they supposed to say? Look at the fucking state of
But that's
you.
what I'm saying. I'm
You-
looking at the Matty Gilbert and I'm going, look at him. I wish upon a star I could be looking like that lad there now.
Well, that must be the same way you look at me then, obviously.
No! I think
don't
for the
get-
both of us.
I don't get what you're saying to me right now. I looked at him and for a second I thought I had the camera, the front-facing camera on the phone because it was like a mirror, like.
Right.
Honestly.
Okay. Well, what did you want to say about him?
I wanted to say is that I can't subscribe to him because he's a gentleman.
Why
And
can't you subscribe to him
if
because
I
he's a
see a
gentleman?
fella hanging his fella out, I don't know if he's doing that or not, but I want to know the OnlyFans game in case I get into it. So he's kind of an inspiration for me, but I can't be seen to be subscribing
If
to
you
him.
subscribed,
I need a woman to do it, but go on anyway.
you'll be a problem.
Why?
Because you'll be looking at what he's got and what you've not. And that's going to hurt your self-esteem.
That is not even a worry. I just want to see if he's showing what he's
So
got.
are we looking for a volunteer to subscribe to tell us what's going on?
I mean,
Or to possibly send us screenshots? Will Nicola do it?
can someone, Nicola might subscribe
Could
to
you
Massey Gilbert's
could you convince her
OnlyFans?
on the basis of you know? Could you do that? Could you convince her? Would she do it?
Do you know what? I'm going to try and convince Nicola to subscribe to Maddie Gilbert's OnlyFans.
And can
let's
I
find
ask
out.
you?
Yes.
If you walk in some evening then into the house after your long day at work
And she's,
and she's looking at it
yeah.
and she's enjoying it, tell me, Kendy,
Yeah.
how will you feel?
I would completely get it. And hear me out now. I mean, I would completely understand because she is attracted to that kind of person, obviously.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's what she's into.
Yeah.
And I mean, I have to realize I'm not the only one that looks like that.
Yeah.
There is other people out in the world that look like Kendy, including Massey Gilbert.
Okay.
Same body size and all that kind of stuff.
We're going to have to put up a picture on the Instagram just to show people.
But what I'm saying is fair play to him, first of all. Genuinely fair play to him. Fair play to all the viewers that have OnlyFans. I make fun of them all the time, but what do I know? Like, it doesn't matter.
You don't really make fun of them. You admire them.
Oh, I do admire them.
In
because,
many other ways other than one.
yeah, because what I'm saying is, what I always say about women on the OnlyFans is they're actually not playing a game. In fairness to them, they're saying, I know that all the boys down the road and in the town want to see what I look like, fair play to me.
Yeah.
I'm going to let them see what I look like, fair play to me, but I'm going to get money out of them. And they're dead right, because there's flutes out there who'll sub to these things.
Yeah.
Anyway, Matty, I'm thinking about getting into the game. So I'm coming for him. I reckon we have the exact same body type, but I think I might be hanging something a little bit more impressive. But I want to see what it is that
So
he's
you want
hanging.
to check out the competition before you get into it?
Absolutely.
Right.
He's wearing denims in a lot of stuff, Ray, that I've seen so far.
Okay.
You know, it's not my game. You want to see Kendy in like tracksuits? No bother.
I have, and it's not worth the money you're talking.
That's my stuff done, Ray. Go on, you, because I've been talking for a half an hour. Go on.
I have very little to talk about this week.
Perfect.
There was one thing that came up there yesterday evening. I started discussing my my sporting career with Laura.
Oh my God! And a very short conversation, I would presume.
Absolutely. Well, it was, she didn't know I had one.
Did you tell her about the time that you ran the 100-meter sprint with a cape?
Oh, that's been on the previous podcast. She said she spit out her tea at the time listening to that. It was one of the funniest stories she heard me tell. But she hadn't heard about me actually having a bit of a sporting career. I played soccer for Killala FC.
Excuse me?
I did.
First of all, I did not know there was a Killala FC.
Killala?
I think there was a Killala FCA at one time.
No, the Killala Football Club. Big club.
Right.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah. Shout out to McDonald's. They kind of run that town when it comes to soccer.
Right.
But because my old lad was in it, I played. Now, when I say play, I'm sat in the subs bench.
You always did.
I'd be lucky to see 30 seconds to a minute at the end.
If you were winning well.
In extra time, if we were winning well, and there was no chance of us losing.
Yeah, you couldn't fuck it up.
That was under
bad.
12s.
Oh, Jesus.
And I went to sports camps and everything for that sort of stuff.
Did you go to Samba Soccer?
Yeah!
What?
Yeah!
Did you go to 7-Up camps?
But see, the reason I'm bringing this up now, and it's probably related to the fact that young man Matty,
Yeah.
right? He obviously probably did all the sports when he was younger, because you don't end up looking like that in your 20s, having not, laid a foundation for them kind of muscles.
You mean PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5? He certainly wasn't into all
He
of those.
wasn't any of that at all. He was out playing a bit of sport.
Yes, he was.
But I was too out playing sport, but unfortunately the position they chose to play me in was a seated one. I was in a seated position. And then...
There wasn't much exercise involved.
No, there wasn't.
A
There
bit
was-
of fresh air, maybe.
There was the walk from the dressing rooms out to the pitch. There was that, and it was cold.
And you
then-
like I said, you got your fresh air, Ray. I mean,
I did, but then from the under-12s in Killala FC, I then went to Arda, Gaelic football.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Well,
I played under-14s at Arda.
And Ardani good.
Yo!
Go on.
I set you up for that. That was really good. Arda was mighty now. It was a great time in my life. Again, on the subs bench.
You didn't play at all, no?
Except for one night. Yeah. One night. And it was always very reassuring when you get on the bus to go to an away game.
Oh, yeah.
You'd see all the usual faces. On this one particular occasion, we were playing Davids, which I think are up in, what do you call that place we stop on the way to Galway?
Michael Davids, Valentine.
Ballindine.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're Davids and Ballindine.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're called. They're a fantastic team.
Oh, wonderful outfit, Ray.
Yeah, and it's not often we talk GAA. Two Johnnies be ringing us going, hey, don't be doing our thing.
We do our show every Saturday night.
Yeah.
They
Anyway.
don't sound like that, but go on anyway.
But yeah, we played Davids, but I got on the bus that evening, and I'll never forget it. It was clear that there wasn't as many lads as was normally there.
Oh, you knew there was going to be a chance. I loved that. I know I cut across the story. I loved because, again, I thought I was brilliant in sport when I was a kid. I was actually dog shit, just my owl one told me I was great.
Right.
That was the problem. I loved getting on a bus for an away game and seeing that there was only like 15. And I'd be like, if Oliver turns up now and makes it 16, I'll be on the... He's running late, and the bus driver would be saying, are we waiting for him? No, we're not waiting for him, right? His old lady's gone to mass. He's not going to be here. We're going to be late for the game. Drive the bus me, Hull, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because I knew I wouldn't get a game if there was, more than 15 players. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so that was the night. It was 13. I don't even. How many people were on the team back in the day?
Well, what used to happen was, Ray...
They played 13 as well.
Yeah, smaller clubs like that used to play 13 aside.
Yeah, so that's what happened. The David said, we'll do 13, you do 13.
Yeah.
And up we went to find summer's evening. My father was there too, I do believe.
Yes.
He was ashamed. I played the whole, 60 minutes? 60, 70 minutes?
Probably at that age, yeah.
Yeah, oh God above. I spent most of my time running away from the ball, and then shortly thereafter I was exhausted. We had a...
Where were you playing?
I don't remember. The farthest reaches of the pitch.
You were
Wherever
playing-
I could be not a problem. Or relied upon to do anything meaningful. We had a super player, We had
What
a
do
lad
you mean?
named Martin Brand.
All right, okay. He was the
Martin
boy.
Brand. He was a big lad for
Yeah.
his age. So he's only
Yeah.
like 13 years of age. He's already 6'2".
Yeah.
And he's hung like a, I mean, this is a monster. And he was with us. But I could see the disappointment in his face as he looked around at us, Wanelands.
Especially you, like...
Oh, I was asked. I think at one stage, I do have a memory of him throwing the ball to me at one stage and me not catching it.
You know the way you said you played the 13 aside?
Yeah.
Did you ever have the embarrassment of your team having, let's say, 22 players and the other team only had 14?
I would
And-
have always been the other team. Arda weren't a big club.
Listen,
Right.
what used to happen was the manager would come in and say, lads, they're down players. They've given us the game, but we're going to play it anyway.
Okay.
one of yous has to go over and play with Lavies.
No, never had that.
The last thing anyone ever wanted in Castlereagh St. Kevin's was to have to go and play with Lavies.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, if it was me, Lavies wouldn't want it either.
I was the one that had to go over all the time because I was dog shit.
Go away.
Yeah, I had to play with Glavies on many occasion. And to
What's
put
Lavies?
Michael Glavies is the Ballinlough club.
Glavies, right, okay.
And at our age group, they weren't it. And I had to go and play. I had to put on the black and the yellow of Glavies on a couple of occasions, which was a huge source of embarrassment for my old lady.
Is it any wonder why you ever got out? That's probably why you left Castlereagh.
Maybe the embarrassment of having to play for Glavies was too much.
Yeah. I'm glad you found the career in music more than myself.
Man, listen, thank God. Because, I mean, as much as my old lady told me I was great at it, I certainly wasn't. And your outfit had just told you were shite at it, sure you do.
Well, it was, yeah, I just, and this, I know ML listens.
Yes.
Because he said he says, you have some very interesting opinions there on the podcast.
No.
And I said to myself, you're listening to it the whole time, which has made me feel very uneasy because of some of the stuff we talk about.
Well, it is what it is. He talk about it himself when you're not there, Ray.
That's right. But anyway, shout out to ML. If you are listening this week, I'm very sorry for the disappointment I brought you throughout my childhood. And I'm glad now that I know the few tunes and I still can't sing a song at a party.
Well,
isn't that sad?
We'll cross that bridge, Ray, eventually, I promise you. I love you telling sports stories of you when you're a child.
Well,
it is my favourite thing that we do on this podcast.
That's the thing as well I remembered last night. I actually remember playing Gaelic for the school.
Right.
For Gurton Abbey.
Right.
Jesus and Mary Convent to Gurton Abbey, that's where I did my schooling. And I remember going to matches to play the Stephenites in Ballina.
Oh, big club as well, man.
Again, though, I was happy enough sitting on the sideline.
Get the fresh air.
I had to be togged out. That's why I'm very happy in a tracksuit.
You just wanted the shop on the way home. Stop
Absolutely,
at the shop.
Yeah.
Stop at the shop. That was the big thing we always wanted to do, was stop at the shop. Ray, thank you so much for telling me your
That's about the
sporting
sum total
stories.
of my sporting stories.
Oh, I'm going to get some more out of you because you will definitely remember some more stuff.
That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to remember what did I do when I was a young lad for sporting. And then, of course, as well, the only other thing was the long jump. I was very good at the long jump.
Were you?
Yeah.
No fucking way. Were you actually good at it? Did you wear the cape during the long jump as well?
No, that helped.
You take flight, man, so you would with a cape on you.
Anyway, that's the crack now of my sporting stories. I have one little more item to do.
Go on.
Oh, I'll have two little items. A shout out to Finan.
All right.
From Cavan.
Right.
Finan sent me a Snapchat the last day of the King of Queens on television and he said some ringtone. And I just thought that was very funny.
That also reminds me that I have a shout out to give as well, Raymond.
Sure.
We have to shout out Ross O'Sullivan, who sent us on a picture that I hope you've seen, but I definitely seen.
I didn't see it.
Okay, well then I'm going to show it to you right now then. So
what is this photo about?
Ross sent me a photo and he asked me to check, does Ray recognise who this gentleman is? So come over here within 2 meters of me and tell me who that is.
Oh, I think I know who it is. Well, I thought it was Owen Murphy from Home.
No, who is this?
It's your man, King Geoffrey.
Who?
It looks like Joffrey from Kings of Thrones or Games of Thrones.
There we go. I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
Thank God you did, because I was hoping that you would have seen that photo.
Yeah.
And also, Ross says Mrs. Heavey was actually a big ride in school as well, which we talked about last week.
She was indeed. I hope she never hears this. I hope she never ever
When he
hears
first
this.
sent that photo in, I thought it was Mrs. Heavey's son. And I was going to go, is Ray the father? Is that Ray's child?
No.
Long last. I was hoping you'd notice him there.
No.
Anyway, go on. Get into your bits. You have a few more.
I have one last bit then.
Okay, go on.
You have the blue titty opened up there, have you?
Faith and I do.
Good lad. Now, I'm going to play you the Jamaican countdown.
I don't even want any more context.
That's all it is. I found this on TikTok, and I won't lie to you, it made me laugh.
Right, okay.
And not often I do bring stuff like this to the podcast, but it might make someone else laugh as well.
Sean, tell me, girl Carol, which letters you want on the board?
All right then, Carol. Give me a vowel.
A vowel, and another vowel, and a consonant, and a consonant. Now take two vowels and give a boom boom, you know.
Put it on the board, 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 and a vowel, and a consonant, and another vowel, and a consonant, and a vowel, and a consonant.
Boy, you take it too far. You have enough letter up on the board there. Sean, how many letters in your word?
Man, Sean.
Me have 6 letters in my word, and my word is buckle.
Buckle.
You know when you have a nice buckle of Guinness?
Shelly Ann, how many letters in your word?
Go on,
My
Shelley.
word is penguins. Like them something that you find a South Pole or in the film, what the film name?
In the film.
Happy Feet.
Sensational.
Happy feet.
What I love the most about the Jamaicans is there is just a rhythm in everything they
Oh,
do.
there is.
Everything they do has a bit of something to it.
Yeah.
And the fact that she said buckle.
A buckle. Oh, I used to have buckle when I was younger.
Yeah, you used to suck out of the buckle. You
I
did.
used to, yeah, ma'am, can I have buckle? Shout out to Carmel.
I love
Wasn't
that.
the Dutch of breastfeeding at all going on. It was all buckles.
You're not supposed to call it breastfeeding anymore. It's called chest feeding.
That's what
Ray.
I found out. It's chest
Yeah.
fed now.
There is a hospital, I think, in Surrey or something, or somewhere in England, and they're calling it chest feeding because men can breastfeed too. Eat my ass.
Are you joking me?
Chest
Is that
feeding.
the reason why they brought out chest feeding?
Yeah, men can chest
like,
feed as well.
Like you can bring it out.
Yeah, men can,
But your men can't.
Be careful now, Ray, because they can.
But now, would you not consider your man boobs as also could be referred to as the breast of a man, no?
Yeah, I know, but even so, that's
Men don't have breasts.
men having a titty to their name. Some do. I've seen some. In fact, I've seen some bigger than some women's, but
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm just telling you to be careful, Ray, of the political correctness mob.
Yeah.
I'm only watching out for you is all I'm doing when I say that.
And penguins, that's the reason I
Well,
thought
I
of you.
mean, how wonderful it is because you all know how I am obsessed with penguins now.
Penguins.
No further words on me weighing the penguins because you're not allowed to travel. I'm probably going to do it, I would say, in some kind of zoo in America in the future. It's looking likely that is going to be where I end up.
Very good.
This is where we end up, I think, probably.
I think genuinely, it's time to call a halt to this.
Let's call a halt.
And we'll be back next week for 103.
103, Ray.
Do you know what? You know Sean Riley that was on 100?
Yes.
I think he'd be interested in doing another one shortly.
But sure, let's get him in.
I think so.
Let's get him in, man.
Yeah.
Anthony Rhodes Capo's gone.
Anything, because God knows you can all hear it struggling.
Lads, don't forget about patreon.com/Kendy Raybo podcast if you want to support us.
Other than that,
Fair play to me, Ray.
and fair play to me.
Good luck.
Good luck.